to my mini series on the home buying process. If you watched my first video, we talked about the pre-qualifying questions to make sure you are ready. So the initial conversations you should be having to decide whether or not you are ready to buy a home. So there are 3 things: ready, willing, and able. And if you look back at my last video, you can get a little more detail on that. Once we figure that out, we sit down, you and I, and we talk about what that ideal or dream home looks like for you. And for me, it is more than just knowing how many bedrooms and the square footage. For me, I need to want to understand what are the special features you're looking for and why. Because I want to understand what's important to you, for you and your family, or for you and your spouse, or your significant other, for you and your kids, because it's not simply just finding you somewhere to live. And sometimes that might be the case, but I also want to know what's important and special features. For instance, I had a customer that really wanted a dining room off the kitchen. And so I could have just wrote that down and kept going and maybe disregarded it, but I wanted to take a step further and understand why that was important to her. And she went off to mention to me that it's because they have big family gatherings and it was special and important to them to have them nearby, near off the kitchen. And so when I look for homes like that, I like to know the story behind what's behind it, and to better make that match for you, so it's personalized to you and your family's needs. Others want a big backyard, and I always want to know why, and usually it's for pets or because they want a big trampoline in the backyard. And so that actually gives me an idea of how big it should be for a trampoline, because big to me could be different big to you. And so if it's specifically for a trampoline or specifically for a pool, then we can narrow down and I can understand better of what you're looking for. So those are some of the detailed questions that I also ask. And so one other point that's very important is, so the lender tells you you're approved for $400,000. That's great, but I also, we could buy you a home for $400,000, but what is your monthly gonna look like? So it's a balance between the two. Sometimes we need to adjust that max so that you can also feel comfortable in your monthly payment. Now, a lender's gonna check your debt to income and your current expenses, obviously, but where would you feel comfortable, or where are you maxed out and you don't wanna go above? So that's where we have to have a fine balance. Each property could be the same price. Like, let's say we have 3 $400,000 homes, but their monthly payments will differ because of their property taxes, if you didn't know. So these are some of the things I like to review in my home buyer consultation, but that would be the next step. Stay tuned for the next few over the next few weeks. Bye.